So hi there and welcome back to my channel. The model I would like to present you today is a kind of strange model, because it's available under this label that is the white box. White box I think is another subsidiary brand of Welly Diecast or whatever Chinese company making items in 124 scale. And as you can see, the model is the Lancia Stratos HF, made in 124 scale. So the interesting stuff of this model is that basically you have here the model painted in red, kind of interesting red because they correctly made the Lancia red, so not the Ferrari red or the Alfa red that was slightly different in brightness and in the tone of the red color, is the toy collection that you can find probably all around Europe, available like Alitalia or the Pirelli brand, so with the livery extremely famous, driven by Drago Munari in the 70s. And this is basically the same identical model without all the gouges and without the livery that you can find in the WRC collection series, the model is exactly the same. The interesting stuff is that this model is very well done for what about the shape, because they properly featured the 1977 car that back in time was a little tricky to obtain from the ordinary models that you can find in plastic from Asegava or in metal by Racing 43, I think it was, and because nearly all made the mistake around the rear flare area. The front flare was quite ordinary in all the Lancia Stratos, but the rear flares, they were quite different from the Stradale version to the Group 4 version and from the Alitalia 77 version. So probably this was the only mold they made about this car, because the Alitalia was quite famous for this particular shape that nearly nobody made it correctly in any scale. Also, if you go in the Doyusha 112, there is some mistakes and a lot of foggy situation and explanation around the area. Instead, in this toy, that part is absolutely well done and properly reproduced. The same is for the wheels. And of course also the setup of the vehicle is absolutely well done, and you can see also that the rims is the correct one. And also here was a little bit tricky to find the proper tire and the proper rim for the plastic models, no? And of course you also can consider to use this one to correct the model that probably you already have to build up, because the entire model, this was the entire finished model, pretty nicely done. It was something that costed around $20, 20 euros, in 2022. Probably this was because the company considered kind of less work not to have made the proper livery, and maybe because of that, or maybe because of the moment, is absolutely nearly half of the price of the ordinary toy arriving with the WRC collection, the two versions that they made. I think it's absolutely worth it to collect it, just also because of the shape that you can see in this model, and also for the pretty well done finishing. My model only have 2 or 3 painting issues. I don't want to make any complaint because, as I said, I consider these ones just toys, so nothing that can be compared to an ordinary handmade model by ordinary modelers, so it's just to be saved like it is. But in my opinion, is absolutely one of the best ever of the collection, so it's absolutely well done. I never understand, despite there is a quite deep engraved paneling line around the doors and the rear hatch. I never understand if it is possible to open them or not, but I don't expect so much, probably because even if they could be opening, I suspect that the glossy painted finishing, to be so cheap stuff, they probably have to be made in a very quick time and in a big range of items. So of course they don't have the quality checking of more expensive model and more expensive stuff that you can find around. So I don't expect it so much. But you see, I have a little issue that I think maybe you can see from the camera here in the front there is a little, no, you cannot see that, I see from the images. There is anyway a little shade of black on the left wheel arch, as well as there is a little black spot even down there. You cannot see so clearly from the camera, but I can see that from the real item. But it's absolutely nothing. I repeat, is absolutely nothing to complain, considering the price range of these items. Is excellent. Is simply excellent, and I'm absolutely surprised by the quality of this little toy. And as said, you may consider to have the entire model like a donor part if you have some plan or projects about making some racing version, because this is absolutely one of the best ever that I've seen in this collection. Also, the box itself is a little better, I think, than the ordinary blister you can find in the WRC collection. This is a proper box, so you can simply place that back and keep it like in its own showcase without the needing of finding something better or something not crashed like often they are in that collection. So is absolutely a must. Sometimes I buy them randomly, and I'm very surprised from the arriving of today. So I'm really happy with this little toy that I can add to my diecast collection. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you in the next video.